Alright everyone, welcome to this Hollow Knight speedrun. I'm SatanicNerd, I'm joined by my co-commentator Emre.
Hi.
Emre speedruns Hollow Knight a lot as well, so she knows a lot about the game. A bit less about this category, but her knowledge is vast. So yeah, let's just get straight into it, because my PC is known for loading time, so we have plenty of time to talk about everything, of course. So we get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so
So,
we're entering Hollow Knight, Hollow Nest more specifically. As most of you might know, this game is a Metroidvania. And the timer already started on stream, of course, but we time this game in-game time, so that starts in about 5 seconds from now.
since loads vary by PCs, we have to do loadless timing to make it fair for everyone. Another cool fact about this particular category is that it's run on patch 1221. And there's a lot of interesting glitches we're going to talk about throughout the run that only work on this patch or on older patches. Where, like, the category that I run is run on current patch, so there's a lot of differences between the two patches.
Yeah, in the very first seconds we already saw one of those, but if you don't know it happens, it just passes by you, which is the inventory drop. This game is coded in a strange way. Of course, your character has terminal velocity. However, when you have your inventory open, you don't. So you can keep increasing your speed while falling. And we skimmed over the fact that I just did the hard fall cancel. This game has a mechanic, it doesn't have fall damage. However, when you do land on the ground from very high spots, you get a stun animation. And you can cancel that either with an inventory drop like this, or in the other area. It was technically a scripted hard fall, and you can avoid that by jumping in a very specific timing. By Elderbug. Obligatory.
So,
Passing
like,
by
right
him.
there, as he fell from the door, he did a small inventory drop just to break that hard fall at the bottom.
Oh. I always go for that pogo, but it's a bit swag, especially if you miss it. It's not swag.
Very important to break that sign, too. We need to get the plus 1% mentor bug, or 2% mentor bug. So right here, in Crossroads, he's going to do an inventory drop through, and he got really lucky. Those Gruzzers cost a little bit of time every time you get hit because you have to go back into the inventory and get another drop, and it resets your fall speed again every time.
Wow, I missed the spike completely. Improvise. There we go. Ooh, I'm very short on Geo. We will be fine. We're going for the Vengefly King.
Geo management is extremely important in the early game in any percent. So he needs to end up with exactly 206 Geo by the end of Green Path. So every little bit of Geo he's collecting all right now is important.
I'm glad I made the Gome cycle. For some reason, that cycle hasn't been going too well. But we did it. Oh yeah, right. Coming up is a pogo that almost nobody goes for. The Tick Tick pogo, because it's very tight, but I like it, so I'll go for it.
Good luck.
It's mostly swag. Hey! Actually did it.
Honestly, incredible content.
It saves what, 0.3 seconds?
Yeah, so normally you would pogo either the statue or the Vengefly to the left over there, but going for the Tick Tick pogo is definitely swag.
Ooh. Couldn't quite fit through those two. They had an unfortunate spawn, so you couldn't really fit through them.
The enemy positions are kind of RNG on 1221, and on current patch, like if you played the game casually recently, the enemy spawn positions are always in the exact same positions, and they're consistent. So you do have to deal with a little bit of enemy RNG in this category.
Oh, missing a lot of early hits, alright. But he's down. Those dropped frames were not just stream, that was my screen. So we should be fine. This boss fight, we don't fight. There's a dev intended breakable wall after the first knockdown to get out early.
Yeah, convenient skip. Shoutouts to the devs. There's very few categories left that actually still fight False Knight.
Alright, so we're heading into this sanctuary. Sanctuaries are areas in the game where you can get a spell, which are our main source of damage, and we'll be getting our first one here when my loading screen passes. Oh geez. I'd like to point out that they're usually not this bad. So we're hoping for the best here.
Oh my goodness. Is this an infinite load?
No.
This is normal? Oh my goodness.
It's not
I'm
normal.
so sorry.
But for some reason today, my load times, literally today, my load times have been worse.
Wow.
I was playing this yesterday night and those load times were not like that. They're bad, but they're not like that, usually.
So for 80%, this is the only spell that they're going to be grabbing. This is going to be basically the main source of damage that he's going to use throughout the run. So your base nail damage is 5. Vengeful Spirit does 15, so it's the equivalent of 5 nail...
3.
Equivalent of 3 nail hits, not 5. Equivalent of 3 nail hits, and eventually we're going to get a charm, which increases that damage to 20. So that's like most of our DPS throughout the run in this category.
Oh. Oh, come on. Are we gonna count with Boulder? No, we got first spit.
Nice, good RNG. Baldur spits are 50-50, so he either spits a fireball or a baby. Getting first spit is really lucky.
What's the world record on not getting a baby?
Spit world record is 16th spit, if I remember correctly, tied by Tombo and Zero.
So yeah, imagine having to wait 16 times for that.
I know. As soon as I get to 10, I always just wait and see if the game is just going to give it to me. But
I'm very thankful that the next part where we have to kill one of those shielded guys, because we had to kill him with range, because when you get close to him, he shields off. The next one is a bit easier, and we're coming up to that one.
Yeah, so this is another thing that saves a bit of time running on 1221. So he only needs 6 total hits of soul here. And he can do a skip where he kills the Baldur with only 1 fireball. What happens is he does the fireball, he positions the camera in a certain way, and then he does the fireball, and the fireball stays on top of the Baldur while the Baldur is open. And that kills the Baldur with only 1 fireball. That was patched out in the Lifeblood patch, which was the one following this one. We can't do that on current patch, unfortunately.
If you saw my face scrunch up, that's because I tried to do a fireball skip, which will see me attempt twice more, but I input my jump just a bit too late. So you saw no jump. You just saw me drop down, so if you don't know it's there, you don't know. I failed.
Yeah, that one's the least dangerous one to fail. It only loses 3 seconds.
This one, though.
Yeah, the other 2 are a little bit more costly. The third one being the most costly.
Turning around is hard.
Yeah, honestly the hardest trick in the game.
And when you fall down all the way.
The good thing about both of these fireball skips, though, the ones that are required, they have good backups.
Thankfully got it second try, though. Albeit after falling down all the way.
Didn't even have to show off the squid pogo, the Eric pogo.
That's not showing off. That's a walk of shame.
That's fair enough.
Turning around is real hard. Alright, turning around's not happening today. Which is weird, because historically I found the third one to be easier than the second one, the fireball skip.
Yeah, I
In
use
the
a
run.
setup for I use a setup for that third fireball skip. Like you can jump into the ceiling and oh, you got the husk pogo. Nice.
Yeah, I'm real happy about that. Oh, and I got hit, of course.
So that was the backup for failing that third fireball skip. That one only loses like 4 seconds as opposed to going all the way around. So
I'm real happy about that one too, because I don't practice that one.
yeah, that
I
was
just
really good.
thought I can go for this. Would be pog if I get it. Come on. Right, so we haven't really talked about jumping in this game. You see me missing jumps. You have a lot of control about of your jump height. So I'm trying to make these platforms as tight as possible. I'm going for a bit of a different setup than most people go here, because I've been messing up the quick kill and I didn't get it again. Wow. Okay.
It's alright.
Okay. I saved
Screen
that.
just loses a little bit of time.
I saved that fly to not heal off of, to bounce off of, because the biggest problem is reaching high enough to hit him with a fireball. So I tried to pogo off that mosquito. I don't know if other people do it. Since I've been messing up the quick kill recently, I had to come up with a, a backup.
Honestly,
I'll use the soul
whatever
to heal.
helps is good.
Yeah, we're here to do a marathon run, not PB. So I'm gonna heal.
3 HP for Hornet is fine. You'll be fine. Also, 205 Geo going into Hornet here. That means that he's going to need 1 more Geo before the end of Claw.
Oh.
And he needs this Geo because he's saving up for a specific charm that costs exactly 220. Also, you'll notice he didn't bench whenever he left Mound, but we need to get back to Ancestral Mound. Whenever you pick up certain objects in the game, it actually hard saves you to that location. So whenever he picked up Vengeful Spirit, it hard saved him to Ancestral Mound, so he can just get right back there right after this Hornet fight. And Hornet's a really easy fight. You just kind of like lock her in a corner, fireball, hit her a couple of times, easy.
Yeah, I just healed to be certain, because when you get hit, or she has a stagger number of 5, which means every 5 hits she'll get staggered. However, if you messed it up, things can go downhill, or at least that's what I've experienced. So I wanted to be safe and not die in that split.
Yeah, you can lose control in the Hornet fight really easily. It's not a bad idea for a marathon.
Right, so coming up is we just got our first movement ability, and of course Hollow Knight's a Metroidvania, so movement is very important in speedruns. So we just got the dash, also called the Mothwing Cloak, and we're immediately heading towards the second one. This load time has been horrible for me today, and I don't know why.
Perhaps the warm weather?
Sorry?
Perhaps the warm weather that we are having here lately?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, yesterday it was just as hot, and now it should have cooled down already. So I'll just grab a drink while we wait. Jeez.
Honestly, I would probably reset my game thinking I had an infinite load if I had your loads. This is insane.
Yeah, it always comes back, or it did come back the previous few times. But it was scary the first few times, and it's still scary now, of course, because we're live. So I'm not sure if there's anything you want to plug here.
Oh yeah, sure. I can plug some stuff in the time that we are waiting. Let's see. Yeah, so we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. Due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our extended BSG online instead. online instead of our week-long annual, with streamers from both the Benelux and the rest of the world bringing you the entertainment during the lockdown. Currently, we're raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who has dealt with mental health issues themselves or within their family. All of your donations will go to Mind, and that's perfect.
All
I
right,
almost
so
stood and clapped whenever it loaded. Oh man.
uh,
So we're going to Fungal now to go find our second movement ability. There's not really a whole lot in this entire segment, it's just a lot of movement. There's a lot of little bitty things in Hollow Knight movement that you really get to see shine in Fungal. Like the way that you fall from platforms and jumping into loading zones, all of these little bitty tiny optimizations save like fractions of a second that end up adding up to a ton of time saved between like top runners and newer runners.
I mean, you can put me in the category of newer runners.
I don't know how long you've been running the game for, honestly.
Honestly, I've been running this game for 2 years now, but I've had a hiatus of 1.5 years in between that, so
Oh, okay. I see. So there is one skip that's coming up soon. That's really cool. It was mostly patched out of current patch. I say mostly patched out because there's actually a way to damage boost yourself up. Also, you can like do some really complex movement that allows you to get high enough. But on this patch, you can pogo the spore and the explosion, or you can pogo the explosion twice. So it's a lot easier to get this trick right here on this patch. And this skips having to go through Mantis Village. It saves a ton of time. About 20 seconds.
third try, alright? I'll take it. Yeah, that trick, for some reason, some setups work for some people, others don't. I had to find some obscure YouTube video that showed me that setup, which has been the
Yeah,
most
it's
consistent
kinda...
for me.
The spore kind of changes movement depending on PC, and we're not really sure how or why, but it's not in your head. Like, if you can't do the same setup as someone else, it just happens.
Alright, I'll take that.
Alright, he didn't get that Geo. That's unfortunate. So we're probably gonna have to kill the Jennifer.
No, I killed him with a fireball. Here.
Oh, you got a Geo drop there. Nice.
Yeah, there is a slight delay for what I'm saying and what Emre's seeing, so
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what
like
just
7
happened there.
seconds behind.
So we got Mantis Claw, which, as you could have seen from the picture just on the screen, it's a wall jump. And now that we have wall jump, and a dash, we pretty much have almost all movement abilities we're going to need.
And Hollow Knight, basically, once you get Claw, you can pretty much go anywhere in the game that you want to. So there's really only one other skill that we need to get before we can just go beat the game and do everything we need to do.
The loading has been worse in the first one. This one is also bad, but this one loaded, thankfully. This is also a reason why my estimate's so high. I'm known for horrible loading times. So I have exactly 206 Geo. That's very nice. That's the absolute minimum you need. And we have it, so we're good.
Yay. So he can't go through the False Knight arena because he didn't fight False Knight. It's a little slower to go through the bottom here, but it's faster than actually having fought False Knight earlier. On the way, he's going to be collecting a little bit of soul because there is another boss fight coming up in a minute.
Yeah, Grassmother, one of the definitely... Whoa, that was an early jump. One of the early tier bosses. Speedrun, not much of a factor.
Honestly, one of the hardest bosses in the game, don't at me. Everyone has died to Grassmother once.
Yeah. Cleanup is the hardest part.
Yeah, cleanup is scarier than Goose Mom. Also gonna grab this stag over here, because we're gonna need to come back here later. There's one more skill we're gonna need to get. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry, I'm not an 90% runner. So there's 2 skills that we need to beat the game. But we're gonna need to come back here later to get that last skill.
Yeah, it's a very cool skill, but we get it later on in the run. I have exactly 6 hits worth of soul, which is what we should need for a quick kill here with Gross Mother. Oh, the audio duped there for me.
Yeah,
Good
so
enough.
the quick kill for Goose Mom, you wanna nail fireball, nail fireball, nail fireball, and then 6 more nails should kill her. And that gives you enough for 2 fireballs at the end, which should be able to be enough to get clean up pretty well. Also killed her at the bottom, which is good. There's a glitch that can happen where the Geo can get stuck in the ceiling, and obviously you need exactly the 206 Geo. So if you don't have that, that's unfortunate. You would have to go farm for Geo.
Yeah, having it get stuck is horrible. You can get some back from the ceiling, but not most, because there is a double jump ability in the game, but you don't have it here, so there's no way to reach it. You'd
Yeah.
have to farm the little guys to the left, which can put up quite a tough fight.
And that's the only charm that he's going to be getting throughout the run. It's called Shaman Stone. It increases the power of your spells by 20%. So it increases Vengeful Spirit to 20 damage and increases the size of your Vengeful Spirit, which makes getting doubles easier.
He went to the left. Like I said, they put up quite a tough fight, and we died.
Oh no. Unfortunate death. Totally not intended.
Oh boy, an instant fireball.
So this is something called the shade skip. We use this shade over here basically to be able to reach an area that we shouldn't technically be able to get to yet. And we use this as a shortcut to get to Dream Nail and get to right side City of Tears early.
Now we get to Blue Lake percent. One of the better meme categories out there, which is traveling this Blue Lake. Such a peaceful area. Just did the shade skip, and now you get to dash on water.
It's your moment of peace before the worst boss in the game.
Hitting levers through floors is...
Yeah, so that's one of the things that was patched out following 1.2.2.1. This particular lever still works, but there's one that's really broken that we're gonna get to see a little bit later on. But on this particular patch, you can hit grubs through floors, you can hit levers through floors, and it allows you to sequence break things in really interesting ways. Some people think that it's a major glitch, and since this is any percent no major glitches, it was decided that it is a minor glitch because, I mean, you're just hitting a lever through the floor, right? But I can see how, like, with the sequence break factor, how it can be considered major to some people.
In this category, it isn't too great of a sequence break. Granted, it definitely is, because I do not want to fight the big guy.
Yeah.
I remember having to fight him and dying a lot.
It's not a terrible fight, but it is a little bit slow because he has entirely too much HP for the amount of money that he gives you. It's not worth it.
Alright.
Also, right here, he did a drop off of the platform. That saves a little bit of time on this patch. It doesn't save time on current patch, even if you get the inventory drop, but on this patch, it makes your spawn a little bit sooner.
I do not envy your category that gets to see a dash all over this.
Yeah, in the 1xx categories, we don't have to platform here at all. Falling on dream platforms loses like 10 seconds, so...
Alright,
Falling
seer
is not
skip.
fun.
Seer skip. The best part of this is well, seer skip is one called that because she's called seer. Two is if you do it correctly, you don't get to see her.
I get it.
Ah, crap. Didn't get it.
Ah, heck. Oh well.
It's
It's
real
a lot
sad.
easier to get seer skip on this patch than it is on current patch. It's like almost, I don't want to say frame perfect, but it's extremely precise. You have to get the dashes like boom, boom, boom on current patch. It's a little bit more lenient, but it's still kind of difficult on this patch.
I did it just before starting the run. I got
Yeah,
it.
I saw you. I know
And-
you can do it. I believe in you.
Alright, right side City of Tears coming up.
Yeah, so we're a little bit underpowered for this area. This is where things start to get a little bit rocky for new runners whenever they're first starting out running Hollow Knight. Right side City of Tears has a lot of really tanky enemies, and one of the most notorious bosses in the game, which we're about to go fight because we need to get the Dreamers, and that's like the main goal of Hollow Knight. We have to get all 3 Dreamers to be able to enter the final area and kill the final boss, so this boss is required.
Alright. Start. Why are you here? That works.
He's gonna be grabbing a lot of Geo and killing a lot of enemies on the way, and grabbing other relics as well, because he's gonna need to buy an item called the Lantern, which costs 1800 Geo. It's a ton of Geo.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the relics yet. And we'll be picking up another one in a second here. Relics are basically just artifacts that you can find and sell to one great NPC with great voice lines.
Mr.
Which is-
Helmedelkin.
Where our main source of Geo. Alright. I use an analog stick, which might be good to mention. And that pogo on the spikes is a treacherous one if you're on analog, because it's real easy to hold both down and left and go into the spikes.
I'm also an analog player, and I understand. Smart taking a safety bench right there. So if you were to hypothetically die to Watcher Knight, and you hadn't taken a bench anywhere, you would have to shade skip again in order to get back over here, which means you would have to find a way to get all of this Geo back.
Now, I will definitely take the other bench in front of Watchers though.
Yeah,
I do not want to take any chances. So this
understandable.
husk leaves a beautiful amount of Geo. I hope you guys saw it there. I did my best to collect them all.
Hashtag blaze it.
Yeah, I'm
Team
definitely
Cherry
taking the
put
bench
two
now.
Oh, sorry. Team Cherry put 2 instances of 420 in their game. Come on.
It has to be intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what were they smoking when they made this code?
Just look at the game.
Uh,
I'm gonna hit this lever right here so that he can get back later. And coming up is that lever skip that we were talking about, where you use it to skip an entire fight, which isn't like a super long fight, but it is a little bit tedious, and it does take longer than just, you know, hitting the lever through the floor. And also the light happens like, so the room is going to be dark because the light happens whenever you enter from the bottom. They don't expect you to be able to enter from the top.
yeah, there's a slight blind section here, but it shouldn't be a problem. There we go. My audio's messing up. I'm sure you guys can hear that too. I think
Easy
that's
dark room.
conjoined with the fact that my loading times have been worse. So we saved a bit of soul here. I'm sure many of you hated Watcher Knights in casual playthrough if you weren't as leveled up yet, as the game expects you to be here. But there's a chandelier here, and you kill one off the bat, which is very convenient for a speedrun.
since I'm not really in any percent order, I don't really know a whole lot about the tech of this fight. So I do know that it's probably one of the worst fights in Hollow Knight speedrunning.
It's not low
You
percent though.
wanna, yeah, low percent is definitely the worst. But you wanna try to hit them whenever they're rolling away from you, and whenever they do that bounce attack, that's the worst attack they can do. Where if you run the category I run, that's the best attack they can do. Oh, bad RNG. Because you can't really do a whole lot to them. Whenever they're rolling or bouncing, you can only hit them with a spell. You can't hit them with your nail. So you need them to roll away from you on the ground so you can get multi-hits with the fireball, or you can try to fireball them in the air.
Definitely gonna heal once here. Do not want to die here. Turning around is hard.
They're not being nice to you.
They are not. Oh, not even close.
Oh my goodness, the 1 HP. GG.
My heart is pounding
So
right
that was
now.
what's your night.
That
Understandable.
boss has caused quite the number of runs.
First try though. So this is our first dreamer. The dreamers are basically the masked enemies, bosses. I'm not sure what you would call them. The masked characters that are guarding the black egg. So we have to kill them to be able to enter that area. This one is Lurian.
He's the Watcher. This is the area we were in is called the Watcher Spire. And he has a telescope in his room, which we went past, so you didn't really see it, but he watches down on the City of Tears with that. A bit of lore in there. We've got the other two are Monomon, the teacher, which will be the second dreamer we find, and the last one will be Hera the Beast.
Also known as Mom.
So we freed our first dreamer, which in the game triggers an event in the beginning area of the game. It will now be infected. So some enemies will be, don't forget to hit this lever, will be stronger, will be overcome by infection, and become stronger, faster, an annoying mess. And in the current patch there's one room called the Hell Room. It's precisely because of these infected venge flies, which we'll be seeing in a few minutes. Alright, so this is the other spot where we get most of our geo. We want to leave the area City of Tears with about I think the number was 2,332. I've never been
Yeah,
short
it's like
on that.
232.
Oh boy. Why are you here? And where did you cut out?
X233X. If I remember correctly. Oh no, the bad RNG with the Huskard. Sometimes that guy can just be right in that doorway, and there's nothing you can do but either like go weenie dodge or try to tank into him and hope that you get over his head.
Yeah, he's the big enemy we skipped with the lever through the floor. He deals 2 damage when he hits you, which is the second part of why we prefer not to fight him. Stakes are costly with those guys. So we opened the gate before precisely to that's not what you do. Precisely to unlock this character here, to unlock his shop, to be more precise. And he buys our relics for a total of 1100 geo. There's Lem. Helmedelka.
Helmedelka.
And because we already opened the gate to the right, because the game expects you to enter this area from the left, however, we didn't kill the very first boss, so we couldn't enter from the left, and we entered from the right first. So here we see that Lem is the best speedrunner of all, because he got to his shop before we did.
Another important little detail about the Lim situation, if you encounter Lim there first, you don't get the Hornet cutscene whenever you go back through there.
Emre, I don't know. You're cutting out from me. It might be on my side, my Discord.
That whole sequence and going through in this order skips that cutscene, so you can just go straight across the fountain without having to do that.
Emre, I think my Discord's messing up, which is why... In which moment none of us can hear each other, and stream won't be able to hear you, so they missed what you just said.
Oh no. Can you hear me now?
I think that's my side. I can hear you now, yeah. My audio's doing weird things. I have triple audio right now.
Let me know whenever I can talk again.
I mean, you can
You can
talk,
go
it's
ahead.
just game audio is tripled.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying there's a cutscene with Hornet at the fountain where Lim being there skips that cutscene. So doing things in the order that he did them allows you to not have to deal with that cutscene. It saves a little bit of time. Little bitty tiny detail. Something something Hollow Knight lore.
We bought one of the stag stations earlier, just before Gruzmother, and this is the first time we encountered this old stag. He's not called he's called the last stag, excuse me. And which is one of the fast travel systems in this game, and the only one we will be using in this category. And here we finally buy the item we've been saving up for.
At this
Excuse
point,
me.
you should have like all of the geo that you need for the entire rest of the run. Because we're gonna need to buy like another stag. What else do you even buy in this category?
Stag
just the-
and the toll for crystal.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, but we're on our way to Crystal Peaks now. Do you do Pog Axe? Please say yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
I got it first try in practice today,
Awesome.
so let's hope.
Awesome.
I didn't get it second try, but that's another matter.
There's a
Hellroom is
lot
coming
of
up.
really cool tech in Crystal Peaks. There's a lot of cycles, there's a lot of great movement, a lot of different little bitty skips that save a little bit of time. Pogax is probably my personal favorite. I love Pogax.
Oh,
Pogax is not consistent on current patch, so I'm jealous of you guys. That's like the only thing I really miss about this patch.
I'm missing this pogo, which is very messing me up very badly. So I'm gonna reset this room in the middle. Yeah, there's cool tricks coming up. I can't get God Pixel. I haven't gotten that ever, so we won't be seeing that from me. Alright, got through Hellroom. I think you can see why that's called Hellroom, and they're worse in current patch.
Yeah, rough room.
Scurry look down with the heal.
If you can do the movement fast enough, you can usually get past them with only one hit at most, but it's really difficult. Like if you mess up even that first jump, it just eats you alive.
Yeah, you could see I was trying to get a pogo, and I couldn't get it. So I'm gonna heal to max here. I wanna heal here already. How am I missing an itty bit of soul? Where did I lose 1% of soul?
Just
Anyway,
1, 2, 2.
Pogax.
Thanks.
Oh, it's too low.
There's really only one RNG pattern with Pogax that you just honestly can't make it all the way up. The rest of it is reaction based. It's not super consistent, but it is a semi-consistent trick. Unfortunate that you didn't get it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be healing here because I do not want to go through a hell room again. I've been hitting that guy lately. I don't know why.
It's alright. You went for Pogax, so I respect it more than someone who doesn't go for it at all.
My jump got eaten. Alright, improvisation paid off.
These two laser rooms are heavy cycle based.
And getting hit on the first one ruins the entire cycles you've been practicing.
Yeah.
Are you for real now? Alright, I'm definitely going to be healing here. I do not want to die in the laser room, especially not by dashing into this crystal guy. One of the uses of the dream nail, which you can see me do here because I'm a weenie and I need to heal, is gather soul.
These guys respawn on transition now, so you could also just farm it.
Yeah, I want to go full health because I do not want to die here and I want to go for underplat.
Yeah, Crystal Peaks is one of the worst places to die in a speedrun because normally, like, you don't want to be in Crystal Peaks, you know? So, like, usually in a speedrun in any category, your bench is super far away. So, if you were to die, you'd have to go all the way back. It's not a long, I mean, it's not a short trip.
No, this is definitely not a short trip, and you saw how good the first go through went. So, if you've already died mentally, it's also a tough place to go back to. There's a trick there, which is another underplat that I cannot get. Whoa. Homoball called after Homothly consistently. And cycles are all messed up now because I got hit once in the beginning. Alright, we got underplat. This run is valid.
Underplat's harder than Homo Ball, don't at me.
Yeah. My split name for this is hashtag no weenie, which I think Emre can explain best.
I am pro weenie strats for Crystal Peak. Alright?
It's the dumbest thing to lose a run to. I've lost 2
Yeah.
runs to that underplat. Where if you dash too early, you hit the platform. If you dash too late, you hit the spikes at the bottom. And I've died twice there, but I still go for it because it just looks cooler.
Yeah,
Just...
I don't go for it because I don't want to die. Like, it's not a hard trick. It's just, it's so easy to mess up because the platforms, like the crystals at the bottom of the platforms, the hitbox isn't shaped like you would expect it to be. And also the crystals at the bottom, the hitbox is lower than it looks like it should be. So the spot where you need to dash is a little misleading.
The game
It's
loaded
really...
and then crashed. That is amazing.
Oh no, you actually got a crash.
Yeah. How does the game load and then crash? That is surprising.
Do I have time to chip in real quick? Or
Oh yeah, nothing's going on, so feel free.
alrighty then. Stay updated with our events by following us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle BSG Marathon. Get a behind the scenes look of the event and stay up to date with the latest news on our marathons, events, and more. We are also in the process of uploading all our VODs to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BSGMarathon. Be sure to check it out and subscribe to find one new video per day in your feed.
So Steam is starting up. Not only do I have long loading times, Steam also takes its sweet time to load up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Show me my library. There we go. Hollow Knight. Launch. Preparing to launch. All right. Usually when the game...
I'm not sure I've ever seen a crash like from loading.
Yeah, loading
we were
save
just
files is
talking.
my crash. Usually when a game crashes, the loadless timer stops, but a second ago I still saw it running, but now it stopped. Alright, it's very slowly starting up. I have visual on the game. Now let's wait for OBS. Don't worry, my estimate is based on my shitty PC. If there's anything else, sure, you want to mention
Yeah, I was already
to the
like,
big people
what
at
shall I
home.
say? You can use consider using your Twitch Prime subscription for free emotes on the ESA channel. This will not only give you access to ESA emotes, but also several BSG emotes, and you get to support both of the events. Furthermore, we also want to thank Veilig Reserveren for offering BSG a ticketing system for our events. Veilig Reserveren is a Dutch ticketing system offering a backend system for a variety of events.
My game is currently stuck on the Hollowness seal turning animation just before the main menu.
Oh my goodness.
I cleaned it out yesterday as well. No, earlier today. So I don't know why. Okay, I have main menu and visuals. We should be good.
Nice shirt, SatanicNerd.
Thank you. So how's your day been, guys?
Been a long BSG day, but a good one.
Just a normal day, you know, getting bodied by Hollow Knight as I do. The usual.
Yeah, both loading a save file and loading the save menu for the first time for me always are slow. But we're back in it. Next split.
PC.
Next split is Umu. For PC, please survive.
This is another pretty interesting split. So he has to do another drop down crossroads again, but now the crossroads are infected. So he's gonna go through the center of the crossroads to try to avoid certain tick cycles, but he can still be hit out by gruzzers that move around however they feel like it.
You can now see the movement ability as well we just got. The C dash, crystal heart, whatever you want to call it. Which is pretty cool movement ability. And will be and is key to 2 skips we'll be doing. But technically they're the same, but in different spots. They're different mechanics, and you are horribly positioned. Alright. Could have had worse luck. Fireborn's run. Got hit 4 times there. I got hit once, so I'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine. It could be a lot worse. You could just die.
I've died in the very first time passing through that room. When it's not even infected yet. Alright, so we're in one of the more beautiful areas of the game.
That right there was called an acid skip, by the way. That one is a little bit easier. That one's the Fog Canyon acid skip. It's pretty lenient. You literally just hold left off of the platform and then start your C-dash whenever you make contact with the wall, and it's 100% consistent. We'll talk a little bit more about a different acid skip that's going to come up later after Umu.
Yeah, that acid skip is very precise, and there's a certain rhythm to it, which you can get. Sometimes you just not in it today, and I'll be giving it 3 tries, and if I don't get it, within those attempts. I'll be doing the alternate round, which optimally loses about 25 seconds, I believe. So it's not that much of a time loss, but the skip is cool enough and the area behind it is dangerous and cool enough to want to show off.
Yeah, either path is fine. Especially whenever you're like a new runner, taking deepness path first isn't a bad idea because it's not too much slower. And QGA is the single most precise acid skip in Hollow Knight speedrunning in any main category.
QGA is the abbreviation we've been using. It stands for
Yeah.
Queen's Garden Acid Skip. So we're doing a very precise movement to bait Umu into this platform. So hopefully... missed the last nail hit for the most optimal, but that was a lot of damage, so I'll take that. There's a potential for a 3 cycle.
So optimally you would try to go for a 2 cycle here and do 150 damage per cycle. But you have to do very, very precise nail cancels and do the damage rotation almost perfectly in order
And get
to
every
get
double
that
hit.
cycle. Yeah, and get the 2 double hits that you need at the end. So getting a 3 cycle is still really good if you can get the 3 cycle here.
And in this fight you can see precisely how important the Dream Nail ability of Gathering Soul is. Because we needed to cast this many Vengeful Spirits, the fireball attack. And that was, at least for my doing, a pretty good Umu. Ooh, that was almost too high.
That was good, GG.
Thank you. 3 cycle is my current PB, so getting a 3 cycle is fine by me. Alright, so this is Dreamer number 2. With Quirrell. We didn't mention him much, but he's a cool NPC as well. So right after this Dreamer, we'll immediately go to Beast Den to gather Hera. I don't know why I say gathering, it's kind of weird what you do with the Dreamers, you absorb them. We absorb Mom. There's no boss fight in between, so there's only movement and not necessarily small enemies, but not boss gauntlets per se.
Yeah, with the final Dreamer, they kind of they realized that Bastin was such a terrible area that they decided to not have a boss.
Yeah,
We'll talk
definitely
about that when we get there, though.
a call I don't disagree with. The area is horrible.
Also, I
Right.
talked a little bit about hard saves earlier. You'll notice we have to go all the way back after every single Dreamer. Every Dreamer after you collect them is a hard save, so we wouldn't be able to like go to a bench and then save and quit out. We always have to do this tedious movement on the way out instead.
So coming up is hopefully the Queen's Garden Acid Skip.
Hopefully.
And then hopefully Mantis Arena. Yeah, Queen's Garden Acid Skip is faster. Not only is it guarded by a difficult skip, it has a horrible enemy gauntlet. If you miss the setup for a quick kill, it can escalate. Let's try one. Nope, not going for it. I got it to grab the second time, but either my finger let go from my heart already pounding after the boss fights.
Oh, almost got it that second try.
But that's fine. Deepness route is something I
It's
also
alright.
practiced, so
We get to see the unique route. This route isn't often showcased in marathons because usually people just sit there and do QGA until they get it. So I'm kind of excited to actually see this in a
doing it
marathon route.
for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. This is the showcase for the alternate route.
So if you're a beginner like me, and you don't want to have to do the hardest tricks, you can do this route. Someone was asking about that earlier in the Discord, so here you go. You're welcome. It's not going to be the most optimal, especially not with these loading times. Oh, we haven't
I'm
really...
not super familiar with this route myself personally, but you basically go through like the spore shroom area, like where you would get the charm spore shroom, and then you have to like go through the Garpede maze and stuff like that. So it is a little bit intimidating because there is a lot of movement in this direction, but you're also avoiding having to do QGA and you're avoiding having to do that difficult Mantis Arena. So it is a really great beginner route.
So this is Deep Nest entry. I didn't move left far enough to trigger this trap. And this is Deep Nest. So this is the Deep Nest route. If you know your way around it, how to do it quickly, you'll be ahead of all the enemies. So let's do that. Because there are these silverfish enemies which crawl out of the ground in random spots beneath you. Oh, didn't get hit there. Cool. And there's also the Garpedes walking around. But if you can get through them like that, you basically avoid all of them. And this route suddenly isn't as intimidating as it first seemed.
Yeah, one of the good things is that there's no RNG to any of the enemy spawns or the Garpede movement here. So the movement is always the same if you can get the movement down.
Always have to wait here. Not even sure if taking a hit there is faster, because again, this is the secondary route, so it's not really... I'm not really sure if that has even been tested. And the less intimidating part of this is if you're a bit of a mini, you can sit there, heal up, and have full soul, which obviously is a great thing. You could even take a bench there if you're really starting out and want to go for the 100% safe strat.
Yeah, because your save point at this point would still be at Monomon. So
Alright, these enemies we have seen before. Not really. I should not be dashing here. I hope I can cancel this early. Alright, saved it. Yeah, the enemies we saw before, but they are different. When you kill them, they return. So we kind of want to just not kill them and go past them because it's a speedrun. Killing things is slow.
Interesting.
Oh, wasn't high enough. Alright. Spider was in my way. So yeah, these are spiders. There's a lot of spiders here. Whoa, whoa, what? The double call.
Oh no, what happened?
Everything happened.
Okay. Alright, I saw it.
After you get hit in this game, you have iframes. However, spikes ignore that fact. So if you get hit into spikes, you'll take the infamous wombo combo.
Yes, the wombo combo.
I didn't get hit
There are
by that
some
guy.
wombo combos that can give you 3 damage.
Right, if
It's
there's
very...
the enemy deals 2, you're dead.
No. There's one in 1XX where if the Crystal Hunter shoots you, it knocks you into the spikes. So that's 2 damage right there, and then you spawn on top of the spiky boy at the bottom.
Oh,
And it
right,
does 3. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
And you don't even have to ask. Of course, we're going for the glitched music.
of course. If you hold the direction here, you can glitch the music and you get to keep the trap bench music for all of Beastin, and I love it because Beastin music is spooky.
Yeah, this music is a bit better than the Deep Nest music, or the Beast Den music that there is by default. So it's still a bit Carnival gone wrong sound, but it's not as bad as the other noise.
Oh boy, so Beastin, where do we start? This
The
is
Devouts.
probably one of the most, yeah, this is probably one of the most dangerous sections in any percent, because the Devouts do 2 damage to you. You have to fight 2 of them total, I think, but there's a lot of other spiders in the way, and you need a damage tank to be able to kill them optimally.
I have a itchy trigger finger. I'm hitting it too early, which can generate moments where my face scrunches up. And I'll definitely be healing here, because I do not want to have to fight the Devouts multiple times. Oh, hello. That's not a grabbable wall. Right.
There's one spooky spot coming up over here, where the spider can spit at you and knock you into the spikes. So that's
Like
really
that.
dangerous. That's another 2-hit combo that can
Oof.
happen. Oh no.
Yeah, we're just gonna kill him.
Not a bad idea.
And I do not. Wow, what a snipe. Okay, he's dead as well. Because there's another devout we have to kill. And there's a friendly grub we save here. And I'll
Of
take.
course. What was that snipe? Oh my goodness.
I got
That
sniped
wasn't
again.
fair. That wasn't fair.
No, that's Beast dead.
Also, shoutouts saving the grub.
Of
Imagine
course.
not being a monster in the year 2020. Unfortunate that he had to heal as much as he did, because normally you would spend all of Beast End trying to collect as much soul as you can to make fighting this devout a little bit easier, but he's just going to do a safe strat here.
Yeah, we got the last dreamer coming up here. We went through Beast In. We even have 26 more Geo than we need, which is great. We don't have to gather anything else. And all that's left is the Hollow Knight, the final boss.
Yeah, so we can enter the Black Eye Temple now.
This is the Black Egg Temple here in this cutscene. Some people are kind of bummed when they find out we're not the Hollow Knight. We are the Knight. It's a big difference, a whole war.
Yeah, or just some random vessel that is better at fighting than the other vessels.
No will to break.
No
So
voice
now
to
there's-
cry reset.
Now all that's left is movement to the Hollow Knight and beating him till he helps us. In more ways than one. So this is one of the endings actually to the game we'll be getting. Just the most basic ending, because we've been grabbing nothing so far of the lore other than the 3 Watchers, which are the absolute minimum requirements to finish the game. Been messing up the look downs. There's a trick you can do by just simply looking down, and the bells from Stag Station just spawn earlier, and not only the bells but also doors will go down a bit faster. You could see that a bit after Hell Room.
Yeah, so actually, funny story, healing is how we discovered that worked that way. Like, you saw whenever he did the toll in Crystal Peaks, he healed at the gate and it still opened faster even though he didn't look down, and we were like, wait, hold up. And then I think Scurry was the one who actually found out that you could look up or look down to make the game think that the animation was supposed to be done, and then the bell or the door just opens for some reason. It's the weirdest glitch.
So of course, showing off.
Nice pause.
Yeah, the pause filled. That was Rocket Knight.
I've never done that one before.
You
Thank you
can do
for
it
the
with
context.
Cyclone Spin. So what happens is there's a cutscene there, and if you go into the cutscene, it saves the state you're in, entering the cutscene, and
I,
in you can do it with an ability called a Cyclone Spat. So, well, Cyclone Slash, which is spinning around with your nail, as the name suggests. But you can also do it with the C dash, and that's Rocket Knight.
I think I might like Rocket Knight more than Cyclone Knight.
And
That
yeah,
was amazing.
the character gets stuck in the animation. Alright,
Alright, good luck on the Hollow Knight.
thank you. May he parry me not. There we go,
Yeah.
first parry.
Parries are a pretty bad luck because there's not really anything that you can do. It's slow to
Nice.
hit the parry, it's slow to wait through the parry. You just gotta hope that he's not gonna do them.
In this fight too, double hits are key to quick fights. How did I not poke off him?
Yeah, so like having the larger hitbox from Shaman Stone and having the extra damage from Shaman Stone does a ton of damage whenever he dashes away from you. That's 40 damage every time he gets a double hit like that.
Compared to the 5 from my nil.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the most hit areas of the Hollow Knight is definitely his head.
Yeah, he's got a big head.
Okay, I'm gonna heal to full here in this animation. When he's stabbing himself, and which is very sad, you can hear the music change. He's actually trying to help us kill the infection that's in him. Wow, that's a bad start to phase 3. So he's stabbing himself. However, when he's stabbing himself, we only deal 1 damage. So if you want to heal, that's the time.
Yeah, you would normally just do that whole part for soul collection if you didn't need to heal.
That bullet hell isn't as bad in that specific bottom corner. Almost no blobs spawn.
There's a blind spot on each side, but the blind spot on the left side is a little bit safer.
Why is he not bouncing more often? I want to hit him. Way too far away for to even attempt a scream skip. The screams stun you from doing any movement or attacks, but if you get hit when the scream starts, you skip the scream. Thus it's called scream skip. But walking into the boss, great idea. Please die. Okay. Alright, so time will end after, let's just say after the screen turns black, because for the loadless timer there's some weird moment in the blackness where it splits. So time will be coming up now.
GG, great job, Satanic.
I was very nervous about this run. I'm really happy we finished this with quite an alright time. What was my real time actually with all the crashing? I'm sure the host will know that. Or the tech guy, probably. But yeah, that was the Hollow Knight. Any percent. Definitely don't start with this category like I did. It's a very rough one. Oh
Yeah,
jeez.
well, I mean, there are easy options, and there's also all skills, and we have tons of resources available if you want to join the official Hollow Knight Discord. Our entire speedrunning community is inside of the official Hollow Knight Discord. So feel free to join and ask questions or whatever if you're interested.
Yeah, thanks BSG for letting me run this game, this category as well. I was really bummed last year when I found out Hollow Knight is not run in the Netherlands, pretty much. So I wanted to change that. So here I am. If there's any Dutchie out there thinking they can beat me, you probably can do it. And I'll have some competition. Maybe my time will be better and I will be failing less. But yeah, thanks a lot, Emre, as well, for joining me for this
Yeah, no
commentary.
problem.
Yeah,
The time was a 1:08:05.
went overestimate. Okay.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, well.
also with like the crash and stuff. So if you consider that, most likely was underestimate.
All right. Yeah, I not really apologize, but I don't know why my PC has been acting up just today as well. Yesterday everything was fine, but oh well. We got the rundown. No big fails. I'm pretty happy about this. Thanks again, and thanks everyone for watching this. I'm SatanicNerd with co-com Emre and Shuri as host.